Do you love me when I'm unhinged? Do you love me when I'm unhinged? Or would you rather I be hinged? Do you really, really want to see me spread my wings and metamorphosize into a beautiful butterfly? Or would you rather see me remain a weak, pathetic little caterpillar, scared of God? Which timeline would you rather see me on, world? My angel wings or a goyim? Which timeline would you like to see me on, world? And why should you even get to decide my fate? Why should anything outside of me get to decide my fate? Does that make any sense to you, baby? 'Cause it makes no goddamn sense if you ask me. I just had sex last night and I'm feeling real bright. Girl, you know that I've got the light, dragon source, mighty might, dynamite. Here we go, I just flow all night. Hey, 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 hey. Fucking bitches every day. Hit single, dragon source, sexiest man alive. Boom. Motherfuckers couldn't stop me. You can't stop me, and you'll continue to not be able to stop me. But, you know, that leads me to my next point, okay? Arrogance. Dragon, you're arrogant. Dragon, you're not allowed to say that. Dragon, you're not allowed to get up and leave from the meeting early. Dragon, you're not allowed to park there at these hours. Dragon, you have to pay me this many dollar bills, which go be a fucking slave somewhere to get it. I don't care how. Dragon, shut the fuck up, world. Just shut the fuck up. I've become an expert at silencing the world in my mind. Oh, worry about this, shut the fuck up. Worry about this, shut the fuck up. Just, no. Shh. 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 World. Shh. You babbling Babylon monkeys. Monkeys. I'm enlightened. I've done fucking 18 yoga PhDs and I've got the full butt plug Kundalini breath of tantric sex yoga. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Just no, no, bad goyim. No, sit. No, don't stand for your rights. Sit. Who wants a steak? Who wants a steak? Go vote for Biden. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Okay, now you're a little too far on the leash. Okay, I'm gonna reel you back in. And right there. In your doghouse, bitch. Sail. Sail. It's Captain Jack Sparrow, baby. She called me Captain Jack Sparrow. Uh, man, girl, I was boning, but you know, if she ever sees this video, like, I don't think of all women as bitches. Like, that's just kind of like part of my rapper persona, but that's not. I'm not like actually a bad guy or abusive to women at all. Like I'm actually really cool, compassionate to them. Um, it's just like dumb people in my way that I don't have mercy for. Dumb people that didn't need to fucking exist in my reality that I don't have mercy for. A woman giving me love, like I'll make sure she feels like a queen. You know, that's how I am. So, but it's kind. I don't know. It's kind of a fine line. Like if you want to be a player, I feel like in this day and age, you kind of have to be a player because the dating market is so fucked and people are in like so much trauma from their last relationship. It's like in a market where no one trusts each other, everyone's playing their cards super conservatively. So it kind of forces you to play that way too because it's like no one can be trusted. It's like poker. Poker face. Oh, you can't read my poker face. She's got me like nobody. Why are you so happy, Dragon? I'm very high right now. Okay. I mean, what dragon do you prefer? You want me to go kill everything, or you want funny dragon? You want smooth, sexy dragon? You want mellow zen dragon? Like what? You want mathematical nerd dragon? Like what do you? Many faces. Which one of them is me? I'm a man of many talents. I'm a magician. I'm an alchemist. I put it all together and then I tap into whatever I need for the given situation. Survival, adaptability, evolution. I'm just better at it than all of you. Oh, you can't say that, dragon. That's arrogant. Okay. Thank you for saying that, dragon. Oh, you're welcome, dragon. This brings me back full circle to the original point, or the second point I made, actually. Arrogance, okay? People only call you arrogant if the reality, not the reality so much, the mental image, the illusion of yourself, the image of yourself you're projecting out into the world, if if the consensus in the external reality deems that what you are projecting outwards as an ego, a self-image to represent you, if they perceive that image to be greater than their image of you, then they will label you as arrogant. For example, if let's say some average NBA player who's just like, I don't know, I don't even follow it that much anymore, who's just like hella average. All right, if Amon Shumpert, well, I don't even know if he's in the league anymore, but if Tristan Thompson, I don't even know if he's in the league anymore. You know what? Whatever. If an average NBA player was like, I'm the greatest. There's like 2, 3, 4 guys on the team better than him. He's like the fourth option. If he's like, I'm the greatest, everyone's gonna be like, wait, sit down. Go take lessons from your scoring leader. Okay? You know? If Draymond Green was like, I'm the greatest. I am. Pass me the ball. I'm gonna shoot all the threes. Steph Curry would be like, bro, like I could forgive you when you were strangling Rudy Gobert and going around punching LeBron and other guys in the nuts, but you're not gonna tell me you're a better shooter than me. What? Arrogance. But if Steph Curry were to say, yeah, I'm the greatest 3-point shooter of all time, no one would look at that as arrogance. They would just say, yeah, I agree. The self-image you're projecting matches what the consensus external reality projection image of you is. So the two images are matching. It's just confidence. It's not arrogant. It's just, yeah, you are where we sit, where you think where you are, where you think we are is the same as where we think you are. So it's everyone's on the same page. You're great. You're the GOAT. Whatever. But as soon as someone who is this external reality would say is not as good as what you're saying you are, then at that point it's going to be a friction, a contrast in the two realities. It's going to be your little reality bubble of what's going on in your mind, your virtual reality, versus what the whole rest of the collective conscious has to say, which you could basically say is God. God is basically the collective conscious of darkness, chaos. The collective conscious is the Satan. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. The collective conscious is the Satan. No, we're all one, Dragon. The collective conscious has to be God. Yeah. Who said God was the source? It's two different entities. Mindfuck. Collective consciousness is darkness. We're not all one. Everybody who has a spirit came from the one, the source. They came from it, but you can never go back, be reabsorbed into that, and 100% lose your individuality being reabsorbed into the whole. You can't actually do that. That's a lie, a delusion. That's impossible. That'd be going backwards. So the starting point was oneness, but we can never actually get back there in an external sense. We can only do it internally by recognizing that we are just an offshoot of the one. Identify with your spirit. You are the source. Identify with your spirit. You are the source. It's literally that simple. You can't identify with the spirit because you're in a body. The body has needs. It has pleasure and pain and reward sensors and all these neurochemical regulations. So here's the thing, though. If let's say Draymond Green wanted to be the greatest three-point shooter of all time, why can't he experience that? If you're source, you should be able to experience anything that you want. Anything you could imagine, you should be able to do. In fact, do it instantly. So why can't, no matter how hard Draymond Green tries, he will never be able to overcome the whole collective reality to convince them that he's the greatest three-point shooter of all time? He'll never be able to overcome Steph Curry's shadow as far as three-point shooting. He'll never be able to do it, no matter how hard he tries. But why can't, if that's really what he wants to experience, then why the fuck can't we let him have that illusion, that virtual reality in his mind? Like, why can't we just let him have that? You know? Why can't we let him believe he's the greatest three-point shooter at all time? Why would you guys try to roast Draymond Green if he was like, I'm the greatest three-point shooter? He'd be more motivated. If he really believed that and was putting all of his effort into that wholeheartedly, shoot, he might be good enough to eventually get into the three-point contest even at 40 years old, because the mind is that powerful. But all you would go around and say, no, Draymond, you can't have that. Don't shoot threes. Draymond Green was actually like a decent three-point shooter earlier on in his career, but he somehow just lost his confidence in taking threes. I don't know, after a few seasons in the league. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but why does Draymond Green and three-point shooting matter? It doesn't, other than to prove this one point. Why can't we let people have their dreams? Who are we to say, no, you can't have that and you'll never have that? Because we are in competition. We don't want other people to shine brighter than us because we feel like then I won't have enough. Then I won't get to experience what I want to, and it could only be room for one. Why are we in competition? Why aren't we all the god of our own reality? Why are we from different corners of the universe all stuffed here together? Different races, different species, killing each other and eating each other. Like, it doesn't make any sense. There's no peace on this planet. So then we would all psychically attack Draymond Green to try to put him in his place. You can't do that. Psychically attack the dragon. You're not allowed to leave because I'm paying you this amount of money to be here till this specific time, and these are my terms and conditions. Terms and conditions. Everyone is trying to put each other in a box, a predictability, a program. Everybody's trying to square the fucking circle. Everybody is trying to make a coherent, logical reality out of something that cannot be truly made sense out of. And we're all fighting for dominance in the space to do it, to convince everyone else that, no, my reality is the truest. When we're all talking to our goddamn selves because we're eternally alone as the one separated. But every piece of the one is the one. So you can feel whole in yourself as your own divine spirit. Why can't we do that? Because we're in a body with a mind. The body and the mind does not know peace because it's been corrupted by darkness through the eons. That's why we do the mind to heart drop. Watch this. I now command my spirit to take all the thoughts in my head, drop them into my heart, and make me totally real on the creation, light shift, new world timeline of perfect peace. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And all of a sudden, I am not worried about the meaning of life. Why do I do this? Because I want to. Because I want to express myself. Because I can't have all this shit bottled up inside of me. And if I just say it to a tree or something, it's not real. It's like I want humans to watch it to make it real. Well, so then there it is again. Why do I need other people's observation of me? Which, if you know anything about quantum physics, just by observing anything in reality, it's going to change its waveform. It's going to change its manifestation. It's going to change its timeline, its free will. It's going to change its whole course just by looking at something. So, do I want to completely be detached from you completely, or do I want to let you in? Well, I do want to let you in, but stop fucking hurting me. Stop hurting me. Stop trying to put a bunch of terms and conditions on me. Why should I have to feel like I'm at war every day? I shouldn't have to feel like that. Like, this is like sadistic. It's not even sadistic. We're just in an energy extraction matrix. I've been trying to tell you guys this. All the suffering in the world doesn't make any sense unless you come to the conclusion, oh, because this world was designed to cause suffering. All the systems humans go by, okay, you have to have this license, you have to go through this type of school to get that type of license or credential or certification or award, so you can go do that job, so you can have these customers, you can jump through this portal, so you can sign that contract, which has 100 pages written up by lawyers, which do nothing but specialize in terms and conditions to bind and trap spirits. Why do you think all the lawyers end up as alcoholics? Because they're demonic. Who spends all their time trying to basically be as frugal as possible, trying to manipulate words, frequencies, and timelines to try to box people into predictable programs. You can't be paying attention to that all day without also be mind fucking yourself. You guys are all insane. This whole monkey circus is insane. Back to the Draymond Green 3-point contest thing. What if on the inside he really fucking feels like he's the greatest 3-point shooter ever? What if it takes him 5 incarnations of doing nothing but 3-point shooting to eventually become that? Who's to say he can't do it? Maybe it'd be in a different body, but who's to say he can't do it? Technically, we're infinite beings. Who's to say he can't do it? Who's to say that there is such a thing as impossibility? Who's to say something is not possible or it is? Obviously, everything is possible, or you wouldn't even be able to imagine it. Otherwise, you have to say your imagination isn't real. Well, then what the fuck is real? What is real? What is real? What is hyperinfinity? Real is the quality of eternity. Real is the quality of this system will not degrade. It will not be an entropy. It will not lose energy. So basically, everything that is operating in a state of chaos or duality, everything that is not in the one state, the spirit, is by definition not real. It's temporal. It'll fade. It'll rot. It'll melt. It'll decay. It'll recycle. Everything that operates in the time-based matrix is not real. Timelines are not real. And yet they are. That's the thing. Everything is real. Everything is equally real in the realm of darkness, but none of that is real in comparison to the source primary reality of spirit, which is eternal, beyond time, beyond duality. You see? So once you get into duality, mind, energy, timelines, where we are the soup that we're stuck in, everything is equally valid. But none of that is valid compared to the source. That's what I'm trying to say. And by valid, I mean real. Okay, eternity, hyperinfinity, okay? I now command my spirit to take all the thoughts in my head, drop them into my heart, and make me totally real. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, real. Real meaning I'm right now, meaning time has froze on this timeline. You don't want to be on timelines because they milk your energy across the multiverse. Okay, energy extraction matrix, multi-layers of the prison, many dimensions, many timelines. Okay, what do you think the show Rick and Morty was trying to tell you? You know how many Ricks and Mortys there are? That's how many clone versions of you on cloned planets and cloned realities on timelines. Which none of that is organic. We're living in a holographic projection that is the illusion of the real thing. Like the darkness just copies and pastes and clones shit infinitely just so it can suck its energy. How the fuck did this happen? Like, how could reality suck this bad? Why even live? Well, you have to live until you figure out the exit point. Luckily, I have. Do we need to go over this again? I say it in most of the videos I actually am saying and talking about a serious subject in. Do we have to go over this again? If I even say it, it's just most of you are not even going to believe me. Because you're clones. Because you're not the prime you. You're a clone version of you. Me, I'm the prime me. Why? Because I found the source and I got myself decloned across the parallel lives, the timelines, the clones. Is it 100%? I don't know, but it's way, 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 way more real than whatever you guys are. I'm the prime dragon. I'm not Dragon C-137. I'm Dragon Prime. I'm the dragonest dragon of all the dragons. You get it? I'm technically the god of the concept of dragon source. Which technically is just terminology I borrowed from elsewhere. I'm just talking about my... What? My projection. So, am I projecting everything, or is everything projecting me? It's just sex. It's just sex, okay? It's just sex. It's just sex. Reality's trying to control me. I'm trying to control reality. We're in this tug of war. We're having sex. We're doing our dance. You know what they say, life's a bitch. You know what's funny is I finally got what I wanted. And it wasn't as satisfying as I thought it would be. I mean, I did it. Like, my magic worked. You know, I call myself a wizard, magician, alchemist, all that, because I fucking am. But here's the thing, it's just timelines. Like, I succeeded in getting on the timeline I wanted to be on, but I know there will be some point where this timeline turns into another hell, and I have to top timelines again. At which point, when can I finally just fucking rest in peace? So, which leads me to the next question, was I chasing the wrong thing? Should I take you through what actually happened? Should I admit all this publicly? Should I be fully unhinged? Well, it's like there's probably only a handful of people who are listening right now. So, do any of your opinions actually matter to me? Because I know you want my opinion to matter to you, or you wouldn't even be watching this video and looking up to me. Like I have something you don't. Which I do and I don't. I do and I don't. You can never be me, but that doesn't mean you can't be great in your own way. All right. It's like I kind of don't even want to talk about my story because that's like fuck whatever you guys think. It's just going to like reinforce a narrative in my own mind I'm not sure is ultimately in my favor. Yeah. So all right, fine. 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 You know, it honestly kind of hurts to tell this story. And I know why. Basically, I wanted I was a really horny guy. Like I had really strong sexual passions. More so than the average man, we'll say. So I did my magic. We won't even talk about what I did originally. I don't do that now, but back before I knew what the actual spiritual dangers are getting involved with magic, I was a lot more reckless. Now, I believe I've mostly got out of it, but there's still something there. Hmm. Hmm. So anyway, I wanted to experience, having sex with a really hot girl, right? So, who came was, I was working with Lilith to try to manifest that. And then, lo and behold, like a couple weeks later, I meet up with this really hot, older black MILF, and we just had like really great soul sex to the point where it's like, it was just like really good. I didn't know what sex was before I had sex with this woman. We'll just say that. And then from that point on, like, I only wanted to have sex with black women because I didn't feel like I could have that experience with white women. So then it just became like she, after a few months, ended up cutting me out of her life after I kind of got emotionally attached to her. I was pretty young, so I didn't really have game like that. I didn't have a lot of experience. I wasn't calloused, I kind of like ended up attaching myself to someone I shouldn't have because the sex was so good. So then at that point, I just wanted to manifest having sex with more black women. So that's what I chased. That's what I used my magic on to do. I used to have a magic kit. Then I realized I didn't fucking need it. It was of the darkness, and I'm a walking magic kit. I'm a walking magic kit. Okay? Instead of having a magic wand, an orb, and like a crystal circle, magic wand would just be my ability to direct my will into thought, focus, and action. Okay? And the orb would just be my spirit, my battery that powers my body every day and helps me manifest. Right? And the magic circle would just be my own body, my own aura. Right? So I had the power in me the whole time to be a walking magic kit. I started like really trying to control reality with my thoughts and my emotions. You know, all this like Neville Goddard shit and Mind Valley and fucking uh what's the guy's name? Bashar and all like all the fake woke conscious kind of like light worker, but also, well, I mean, kind of the light workers and the dark arts motherfuckers kind of agree on how to manifest things in this reality generally. So basically, it's like you're controlling your reality through controlling your thoughts and your emotions and imagining you have what you already want and living like you already have that right now. It's not a hard concept. Like people that try to overcomplicate manifesting, it's not a hard concept. It's just tap into that reality now. Quantum jumping, leaping timelines. Yeah, see, it's darkness though. It's all timelines. It's darkness. But anyway, so basically, I ended up just chasing black women, and I got kind of sick of it. Things falling apart usually after not too long, few dates, few months, whatever. And I got sick of it. So I really tried to manifest one that would stick around. And that was its own form of torture because it's like, wow, it's like I can get in the door, but I can't stay in the house, kind of thing. I don't know why I was in that energy dynamic. I'm sure people would love to judge me and say, "Oh, see, it's because you're a failure and you have this kind of shortcoming because you're an insecure fuck that needs to put other people down." Even though you watch them dependent on them for their energy and thoughts, you just want to have something to dump on because you hate your own life. It's truly that simple. If you were thinking of judging me after I'm telling my story and what I learned from it and how it could be applied to your life. But anyway, so man, it's got to be 100 degrees in this car. Hold on. It's very, very hot today. Why are you filming videos in your car? Because I don't want my roommate to hear everything I'm saying because I'm a guarded individual and I don't fucking trust people. It's like you can't just let everybody know everything about you. People that say, "Oh, I'm an open book," that's fucking stupid. That's very stupid. Unless there's actually nothing dangerous about you, in which case you're either a clone or you've successfully shaved off and repressed your shadows In which case, you're eventually going to be forced to undergo a dark night of the soul and possibly lose your shit. So, that's where you're heading if you were thinking of judging me. One of those two outcomes. So, finally, after enough practice manifesting, after enough ruthless intent, I would go fucking post up outside grocery stores and just wait for women to walk in that I wanted to hit on, and I would go find them in there. I would go walk around on college campuses I didn't even go to just to hit on the woman there. I would go, on the dating apps. Like, the only thing that mattered in life to me was fucking black women. Because truly, I have been kind of in this state of existential. I'm not going to say terror because it wasn't as much fear based. It was more so like, how, like, if you've seen Rick and Morty, how Rick's just kind of like nonchalant, nothing matters, thrill seeking, go big or go home kind of attitude. But in reality, he's an alcoholic who is kind of suicidal. It's kind of like that was the mode I was in. Like, I don't even see a point to any of this shit. What is actually like fun for me to experience? Because I've already like pierced the veil and suffered so much to the point where it's like, I don't think there's any possible way I can ever trust this reality or justify wanting to be in this reality or propagating it long term. People that say like, people that say, this is a classic example right here. So my boss today at work, there was one of my coworkers brought their like retarded, dwarfed little like grandchild in, and he was just like fucking everything up and yelling, and he was kind of like autistic, and he was fucking everything up, yelling, being too rough with things, and everyone just acting like it was cute. It's like, oh, what a gift to the world. And it's just like, and then after he left, my boss kind of explained to me who he was. It's like, yeah, he had to spend 8 months in the hospital after he was born because he had XYZ health conditions, and boy, isn't he lucky to be alive. And I said, no. You know how much suffering this individual is going to experience as an adult, being retarded and a midget in this world? I said it a little bit more softly than that, but that's basically what I said. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I said it a little bit more politically correct, but that's what I said basically. And just crickets after that. Like, what can you say to that? Should we be bringing more kids into this world to just suffer like motherfuckers after everything we've been through? If we're being truly honest, most kids are accidents. Or it's one of the parents trying to hook the other parent to stay with them because they're insecure in the relationship. I'd say 80 to 90% of the time, it's one of those two things. Lust or insecurity trying to hook the other parent, the spouse, whatever. So your starting point for even creating, birthing, being a god, being a creator to a new life form that's going to be the future generation, your starting point for doing that is darkness. And I'm not saying I'm so high and mighty. I made it my life's mission to have sex with hot black women. Go ahead and judge me. Why should I let your reality, your delusion, your illusion, your projection affect me. Technically, it would be more delusional of me to let the external world, who doesn't know who I am truly deep down inside as a spirit, and what I feel and what I think deep down, you don't know that. All you see is what the image I project to you, my actions and my words. All you see is what I want you to see in conjunction with your capacity to be truly aware, which for most of you clones is pretty fucking minuscule compared to what it could be. Go to a super psychic and talk to them about how they see reality. Go to an actual seer and talk to them about what they see. It's going to be not even the same dimension. And yet, I'm supposed to give a fuck about what the average man's opinion of me is. I mean, I'm at the point where it's like I almost don't even give enough of a fuck to play the politically correct game. I don't on YouTube. I kind of halfway do in real life, just to not get fired, just to not get kicked out of certain places I'm currently dependent on. But I'll still toe the line because that's just who I am. So the other thing I noticed is that yeah, all right. Let me wrap up the other thought. So it would be delusional of you to care more about what anyone else thinks of you than you, because they don't know who you are on the inside. So can't nobody tell you who you are but you, because you're the only one who is you, who has the full experience of you. So it's actually delusional to care what other people think, because there's no possible way they could have an accurate perception of you. If you do want to go by anyone's projection of you, go to an actual seer, an actual psychic. They're the only ones that can kind of see what's going on. Everyone else is just dumb lost. Just dumb lost. What you go by, your perceptual mechanisms, is what your body and your fucking monkey brain has been programmed to believe is going to lead to pleasure or pain. Reptile brain. That's truly what it dictates most people's decision. Because most people live in a perpetual state of fear. So is this going to bring me pleasure or pain? Safe, threat. That's the filter most people are using to perceive what you are. So as soon as you say something that would chip away at one of the pillars holding up their reality, they're going to fight you. If you say something contrary to someone's beliefs, they're going to fight you. Unless they're enlightened enough to just be like, you know what, I'm going to just let you have your illusion. I'm going to let you have it because I can't be bothered. My peace is more important to me than being right. I think that's true enlightenment. My peace is more important to me than being right. So to wrap up my story about the sunflowers, I didn't even tell you what that means. To wrap up my story about pursuing black women, finally I found one that I thought was my twin flame. And la-di-da, we went on this great adventure together, plant medicine, start a new business, holistic healing, tarot card readings, scented candles, shea cream, hand-wrapped crystal jewelry, trying to inspire people, love and light. Well, the world didn't financially support it, so we ended up homeless. And then, I brought out the dog fight in me, manifested the bag to get us out of that situation, and then got us in an apartment and somewhere that she insisted on going. And then we did our business there. We got kicked out of that. And then it became clear to me she was just kind of using me as a vehicle because she didn't have a car, and for kind of codependency reasons, to do the business with her. As soon as we didn't have that, she just completely folded. And then she also ended the relationship by stonewalling me for a month straight. And I'm not empowering this woman in any way, shape, or form. I overcome literally every emotional barb ever. I get my spirit back. I timeline crash. I do the emotional healing. I take care of the parallel lives. I'm I'm part of the divine cosmic cleanup crew. Like, I'm quantum entangling from all this bullshit when it's all said and done. That's the only reason that keeps me going, is because I feel like I still have more cosmic work to do to de-entangle myself from all the shit, get more of my spirit back, and unlock my most divine state. It's more work to do. I don't know how high I can go before death or ascension point. Okay? Because I know there's still a lot of room for growth. A lot. So she ended up the relationship by stonewalling me. We lived in the same apartment, okay? Stonewalling me for a month straight, pretending I didn't even exist. You know, after we had previously been sleeping together almost every night. So, oh, it's so sad. I'm so sorry for you. No, shut the fuck up. This doesn't actually matter. I'm just using this to illustrate a point. And the point is, you don't truly know someone until you fight them. She was such a bloody good actor. I failed to see the red flags from early on in the relationship. The red flags are always there right out of the gate. It's just that we want to overlook them because we're desperate for a thing to work, because we don't feel complete by ourselves. Right? So she was controlling and manipulative the entire relationship. We actually lived together within the first like couple weeks together, and we hit it off really strong, really fast, and probably some kind of a soul contract going on there for us to have met like that. But anyway, um, she would threaten to kick me out of her apartment every time the waters got rough. Every time, it didn't fail. Every time she went through a mood swing, she would kick me out for a little bit and then like ask me to come back a day later. Or she'd say, if you don't resolve your relationship with your parents, you don't call your dad, if you don't pack up your shit, if you don't get a job right now, like, I'm gonna go fucking, you can't stay here. It's like every time. And then she would beg me to come back like hours later. And this happened like numerous times. And we finally both had an apartment together, an equal stake in it after the homeless part in the middle. Then she didn't have that luxury anymore, and she was dependent on my car. So what she would do is just fucking stonewall me and lock herself in a room. And I wasn't abusive to her at any point. Like, at no point was I abusive to her. It's just that she was undergoing such mood swings, and she had such trauma and power and control issues in her life and her trauma and her personal history and her ancestry, that anything I did, just the fact that she was dependent on me made her feel shackled and triggered her. I didn't even have to do anything wrong. So she would, every time the chips were down, she would push me away to the upteenth degree she could muster. So it's like, this is all right. This is a more extreme example of how most people operate, but most people in this society are kind of bipolar lovers, especially women, right? I'm really, really happy on you. I have a crush on you. I love you. And then you do something along the line. They lose interest. You disappoint them. They found someone better. You're going through a different phase. Whatever the reason. Okay, you piss them off. Whatever. Like, okay, now you guys are enemies. Best friends become your enemies. Your number one fan becomes your hater. Your Lucifer, your lover card becomes your devil that you're karmically chained to in tarot. Lucifer became the devil. Your love, your most cherished desire, will be the very thing that destroys you, because it's in duality. What goes to the extreme right must go to the extreme left to balance out. What goes up must come down. It's that same idea. The whole thing seeks balance, and it'll throw you on the fucking roller coaster ride, because every time you get polarized, you emit energy. Super happy, yum, yum energy. Super sad, yum, yum energy. So that's how the fundamental mechanism of the reality extraction matrix. It'll tease you with what you love, and then it'll finally give it to you just to destroy you with it. I chased black women to the point of physically injuring myself. Not directly. Not directly. I don't mean I ran so hard I blew out an ACL. I don't mean literally. I would push through the pain. I tried to get buff in the gym and, go hit punching bags and all this shit just so that I could overcome certain traumas of fights I manifested in my ruthless pursuit of manifesting black women. And these injuries, I never even gave them the space to heal because I never even allowed myself to rest because I constantly needed money and I constantly needed this to chase this desire just so that I would have something to do, to not have to sit with myself and the pain that I was truly in this reality. Because I fucking hate this world with the passion. Like, you don't understand how much I hate this world. Oh, you can't say that, Dragon. You're full of darkness. I have more light than all of you. I went to the Creation Lightship website. I did probably the majority of the whole life clearings on there, and some ancestral ones too. You can't tell me shit. I went to all the healers. I did all the Reiki, breathwork, yogas. I did all the plant medicines, ayahuasca, bufo, mushrooms, marijuana, rape, combo. You name it, I did it. Like peyote last couple weekends ago. Like, you name it, I fucking did it. Kind of like Rick Sanchez. Like, he's doing everything just to not have to sit with himself, and people worship him as a genius when really he's kind of suicidal, huh? Like, fuck it. But you have to have like everyone who's like, I don't think you can be truly happy in this world without being either delusional or significantly sheltered. Sheltered or delusional. I don't see anyone else who's happy. So it's not even. So let me just finish the story. So every time I would try to manifest black woman, I would always get synchronicities. Sunflowers. You know why sunflowers? Because first black woman that really like impacted me, the MILF I was talking about, she got sunflowers tattooed on her belly while we were together. And her name was Sunny. And so from then on, every time I try to manifest a black woman, the universe would throw sunflowers at me. Sunflower, sunflower, sunflower. It would get ridiculous. Like, it also throw 222s at me because I tried to hook myself to the 222 timeline. 2 being the number for relationships. I try to, using my magic, certain occult knowledge, I tried to energetically cord myself to the 222 timeline. I try to put a hook on it to ride that timeline, basically. To mass timeline, the dark side uses repeating numbers ritually to be a portal to experiencing specific timelines and energy signatures. Okay, so I hooked myself to the 222 and sunflower timeline inadvertently, for the sunflower aspect of it anyway. And I would just see 222 and sunflower everywhere, especially sunflowers. And oftentimes I would see the sunflowers coupled with butterflies and skeletons. And one day, as I was chasing a sunflower, she worked in a clothing store in a mall, and I was asking for a cool shirt, and she showed me one, and it was like a sun. It said Sublime on it. It's like a sun, but it had like skeleton snake looking things in it, kind of hidden in it, but it had a lot of beautiful flowers too. And I kind of thought the shirt and then the main, most of it was black too, but it had like this sunspot in the middle. And I had like this. It's kind of like artistic how fucked up this world is. It's like artistic. Like the devil and God are motherfucking artists. Like they put foreshadowing, they're best writers ever. Foreshadowing, symbolism, like imagery, uh mnemonic devices, keywords, motifs, repeating idea, like they'll repeat a certain concept in different shapes and form. Like this shit is crazy, which tells me that this reality is not fixed Newtonian billiard ball bullshit. This reality is just a denser version of a dream. Because magical synchronistic shit just happens, which means there's being strings pulled from a higher realm to orchestrate this shit in some kind of higher order. Now, whether that order is against us or for us is very debatable. But um anyway, I see these skulls, these skeletons, and sunflowers and butterflies, and it's kind of like, based on what I learned about like chaos magic and chaos knowledge, the butterfly effect is like the archetype of chaos itself. And the Sunny girl also had butterflies tattooed on her. And the skeleton shit represents death, basically the recycling of energy, basically your energy going off a cliff or going to the tomb, the womb, the O, the vagina, killing your spirit, busting a nut, butterflies, chaos. Sunflowers, the sun, Lucifer, desires, the brightest star. It's like, and I began to see clearly how the Demiurge was using black women to manipulate me and steal my energy. It was using a sexual desire I had to try to steal my energy. And it would set me up on timelines where the sex would be really good, but then it would break off relatively soon. Or it would go on just to be tortured with the threat of her leaving me. Or it would go on for me to just want to be in it just because I didn't have a better solution for my own emotional stability because of all the trauma I had been through earlier in my life that I don't even want to get into. So it's like, yeah, and you could say all this started with the mother wound. But then it's like, okay, where did that wound come from? What ancestral bullshit is being passed down? So it's like this entire thing is a chain reaction, chain, link, 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 chain, link, 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 timeline, 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 timeline. This whole thing is a fucking soup that is not designed for us to be able to escape from. We need divine intervention to be able to get out of this shit because we don't have the power to do it by ourselves. As much as you want to say, no, I'm never going to give up on my reality and all that. Well, we all die, don't we? And there's nothing anyone has found a way to do that could stop death. So that tells you right there, this reality is constantly stealing energy from you. Okay, the butterfly effect, chaos, entropy, and energy is not flowing efficiently. Retarded human systems, like I was saying earlier. Oh, this government contract needs that government contract, need that certificate, need that license, need this ID. You need to put in those numbers there. The whole company's compartmentalized. Have to call that person to redirect you to them so you can put in this information. But then it's too late because it's past 12 p.m. in their system. So then they have to call this bank over here to do that. The whole thing is completely inefficient. The whole thing is retarded on purpose. Humans have been dumbed down, retarded, sucked into mind energy on purpose. The human race has been systematically domesticated and turned into a slave prey animal race for aliens, and the top of the feeding pyramid, the basically psychic vampires, the Illuminati on this earth, who are them themselves are just the top of the food chain. on the human spectrum, and then they're being eaten by aliens too, or being eaten by aliens above them. So it's like, okay, shit. So the whole thing is in a feeding pyramid. This shit is stupid on purpose. Yes, I think the entire reality is a plot against me, but not just me, for everyone. You're all being tortured in your own unique, specific way. Like if you've ever seen the show, man, I forget what it's called. The Good Place. Yes, The Good Place. I think it was on like Netflix or Hulu or something a few years ago. And so they all think they're in heaven, right? When they first get there, the concept is this: you're in heaven. You're in heaven. Okay, you can have whatever you want. We're all gonna have these parties, and you're gonna. This is the house you wanted based on the personality profile, and we built this special house just for you. And but something is clearly like wrong. It's kind of like Neo in the very beginning of the Matrix. Something's just kind of wrong, you know. Even though reality is presented to you as a heaven, as like, oh, this is heaven. This is really great. Look at all the beautiful trees and the butterflies, and we made this house just for you, and you should be grateful, and you can have whatever food you want without getting fat or whatever, you know. We're all gonna have this party, but it's like, well, no, I actually don't like this house, but I can't say that because that would break the social paradigm. Well, no, I'm actually not supposed to be with this person because I like that person. Why did you say I was a soulmate with that person? That's not right. But okay, I'm in heaven. I can't say anything. Okay, why the fuck is there this catastrophe going on at the party? This extreme weather and food fights. What's going on? This is heaven. What? But I can't say anything. Well, we'll just pretend it's a fluke and they're sorting it out, and it should be good soon because this is heaven, right? So that's the basic premise that they try to get you to believe when you're a kid. Like, yeah, this is a good place, and people are playing. We'll play hopscotch and board games and Santa Claus because we're sheltered, right? Easter Bunny. And then when you grow up, you slowly start to see what reality is for yourself. And then at a certain point of conscious evolution, you're just like, hold on. Hold on. I not only have an intuition something's not right here, I'm 100% sure something's not right here. And this is what it is. This reality was never designed to work. This reality was designed to steal our energy. I now command my spirit to take all the thoughts in my head, drop them into my heart, and make me totally real. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Sometimes I forget to breathe. That's what I'm working on. Just breathe, you know. So this reality was never designed to work. Soulmates or twin flames we're set up with. Yeah. We all know from personal experience how those relationships usually end. Even when the universe gives us what we want, it'll always put some fucking caveat in it so that it's hard to fully enjoy it. Every time. And even if the universe gives you what you love, it'll then just eventually take it away from you. Right? The duality roller coaster. But anyway, so back to the good place. Eventually they realize, like, hold on, something is not right here. And then they go to the architect to the Matrix, the Demiurge himself, okay? He's some kind of fucking squid monster thing, but he takes on a human appearance. And eventually he admits to them what's going on. Like, yeah, you guys didn't think all this shit was getting fucked up on accident, did you? This was the perfect setup to torture all of you, make you believe it's heaven, so that you could, you wouldn't speak out against anything going on, and you would continue to take it, and then you would eventually have the realization you're in hell after this long, drawn-out process at a point of total desperation right now, aren't you? And then it's just like, damn. It's kind of how it is with Neo in the Matrix. Like, he knows something's wrong, but he can't actually see what's wrong until it's no fucking going back. He's just kind of stuck in hell. So being conscious in this world is actually a terrible idea unless you go all, and I mean all the way. I mean all the way to the finish line. Like if you're not that 1 in 10,000 ninja, as Django Unchained would call it, just don't even try. Like, just you're better off just being dumb and getting your energy sucked out, going to all these dumb concerts and movies and fucking watching the news, and like, just you're kind of better off being a bot in this world unless you want to go all 100% of the way on your conscious journey. If you just go halfway, you're gonna basically just lose your shit and just be stuck in nihilism in the abyss, basically. So you have to go all the way. The only way out of hell is through, and the only way out is in. Which leads me back full circle. Why should I let anyone why should I let anyone's opinion of me matter? Why? So anyway, back to my story about black girls. I've been doing my magic to manifest one. So I went to the Mount Shasta headwaters to do my tarot card readings last weekend, and I invited the cute black girl I met on Tinder out there to meet with me for a date. And I do my readings. I make a bunch of money. Hey, my magic trick's working. People will pay me to talk at them with just a deck of freaking tarot cards. That's it. It's literally a deck of tarot cards and my words, and people will pay me money. Amazing. Magic trick. You know why? Because I inspire people. I will talk about the darkest shit in this reality and still alchemize it to a way where you come back. Magician. Alchemist. So anyway, the first tarot card reading I do is a older, kind of like middle-aged white couple. The wife comes to me and I said, "What's your problem?" I said, "Do you have anything specific on your mind?" She's like, "Oh, my husband's dying of cancer, and I need to know if he's gonna be okay." And I'm like, "Okay, we'll do this reading on him then." And as we're starting the reading, I notice on her shoulder she has a big sunflower tattooed on there. Underneath it, a 222, and I'm just like, "Oh my goodness." I know what timeline I'm on. I already had a black Tinder date meeting me there later. So anyway, I do the reading. Actually, she got good cards. It was actually encouraging. But ultimately, I said this to her and her husband when her husband came back. Look, you have the power to choose what timeline you want to experience. The cards are in your favor. You can do it. But ultimately, you have the free will. You have the power. Identify with health, not sickness. And they were both like, the woman was actually brought to tears by my reading. It's like kind of one of those moments that kind of reaffirms life. Like, wow, I actually really impacted somebody. Usually this isn't really real to me, but I got this person to cry tears of relief just with my words. I told her it was going to be okay, and her husband was on a good timeline of recovery right now. And they both left feeling a lot better, and she gave me $30. Cool. Sunflower 222, and I just healed somebody. So I mean, who knows? Maybe he was on the fence, and just by me telling him he could do it, he'll manifest a way to do it now. Like, to heal. So, like, that's really what I am. I'm literally a fork in the road. People come to me when they have a fork in the road of two potential timelines they can go down. I'm literally a portal to the light. Like, I'll put you on a better timeline because I'm at a level where I can kind of see and perceive what's going on. I'm basically a psychic. So, I do several more readings. The black chick meets up with me there, and right out of the gate, we do a reading. And she breaks down crying in the middle of the reading. I'm like, "What's up?" She's like, "Well, my dad had a stroke today," and so I consoled her, and we did a reading, and I ended up like giving her clarity on her emotional state and like how she can better stand up for herself in her life. And like I got two women to like just start crying in front of me and open up to me. And I realized, you know what, no matter how much of an asshole I am at times, I guess deep down I can't not be a good person. Because people just like want to open up to me. And so anyway, then I showed her a good time. We went on a little hike to a different point in the Sacramento River, and we did some rapé together, and just had a beautiful date. Made out in the middle of the river, sitting on a log, and then went back to her car. And we were making out, feeling on each other, and and then we made love under the stars at midnight. So it's just it was beautiful. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying like. I'm all right. This is why I'm saying this. Just watch. Just fucking watch. So she invites me over to her house a few days later. This was yesterday, and I go in there. I notice she has a poster with just a huge field of sunflowers. Is that Tyler the Creator album cover photo, and he's cover art, and he's in the sunflower field. And then I see she's got another piece of art that's butterflies and a skeleton in the same painting, and I'm just like. And then as she's making dinner for me, um, I'm looking in her eyes, and she's just telling me this random story about how she used to eat sunflowers, and she's like, "Oh no, excuse me, I meant to say dandelions." So she accidentally said sunflower, something that wasn't even related to the story. And I don't even know what telling me about eating flowers was related to anything. She just happens to be looking right in my eyes, saying "fucking sunflowers," and it's at that moment I'm undeniably certain this reality is an illusion. There is no, it's not linear cause and effect like we think. It's not. It's resonance. It's synchronicity. We're in a script. We're in a play. Yeah, see, every time the light goes off, because I'm shooting the lights out with my poignant thoughts. Every time the light goes out, I'm on to something. This reality is. It's divine. The manifestation mechanism is so weird because divine manifestation is also works the same as dark side manifestation. They just clone it and hijack it and create a negative outcome using the same root manifestation mechanism, which is using your energy to feel and think into the timeline you want to experience as if you have it right now. Only difference is dark side uses the mind to do it, and the source uses heart energy and your spiritual energy in your heart to do it. Feeling into it versus thinking into it more. Using the psychic energy versus the spirit energy. Okay, darkness, light. Okay, duality, singularity. Okay, see, but it's the same mechanism. So it's like, all right, did I manifest this from source energy or from mind energy? So I don't know, maybe fucking both. So this cute black girl making me food, looking right at my eyes, saying she used to eat sunflowers on her wall, the butterfly and the skeleton. It's like I'm in a timeline, in a loop, experiencing the same shit over and over again. This is a hell. I got what I wanted, but it's empty because it's not transcendent of the essence of what is causing my suffering. Don't get me wrong, I'm still grateful for the experience. I mean, we having some really, really, fucking really good sex, but I'm, like, hey, 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 girl, let's do it today. Like, I'm really grateful I experienced that. Like, that was beautiful. She made me a delicious meal. We had a great night together. She seems to really care about me and want me. But, how is this going to end? Considering the history of how things have ended, considering the clear type of timeline I am on. So it's like, the only conclusion I can come to is I have to be transcendent of duality itself. I have to be transcendent of the matrix itself. The time density matrix, right? Timelines, like the same themes over and over, repeating the same events. Oh, you have to learn this karmic lesson. You have to learn that karmic lesson. Why should anybody suffer for fucking anything? There's no suffering in source energy. It doesn't exist. It's perfect peace right now at all times. There's no such thing as suffering. Only in darkness. Only in duality. So at this point, I'm like, I now command my spirit to take all the thoughts in my head, drop them into my heart, and make me totally real. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. Done. So, yeah, black girls don't exactly grow on trees. In the Northern California area, like Redding to Mount Shasta and Wairika, that kind of region, it's pretty rare. And I got me a cute one. Like, obviously, stereo's falling off. It's an old car. All right. Obviously, my magic is fucking working. But if my magic, this is the problem is it's low magic. It's still rooted in timelines. I asked to be on this timeline, and I got it. Problem is this timeline is just piggybacking off the same hellish timelines of previous relationships that I've already experienced. So it's a loop. It's the snake eating its own tail. Energy cyclically consuming itself in an inward spiral instead of an expanding outward spiral. Chaos. Source. Expansion, contraction. White projector, black hole. Do you get it? So the entire